Hello and welcome students. Today I am going to start new chapter of accountancy, that is chapter number 5, admission of a partner. In the last video lecture we had completed chapter 4, that is reconstruction of partnership. This chapter is also interrelated or interwoven with the previous chapter, that is reconstruction of partnership. In reconstruction of partnership we had seen the three main reasons for changes in partnership, in which the second reason that was due to admission of a partner, due to which the reconstruction of partnership takes place. Due to reconstruction of partnership firm, due to reconstruction of partnership, the admission of partner takes place. Due to admission of a new partner, there is a change in the agreement between the partners and the new agreement is being decided amongst the partners. According to section 31 of Indian Partnership Act 1932, the new partner can be admitted in the firm only if there is a consent of the existing partners. It means the existing partners, if doesn't give consent or if they are not agreeing to admit a new partner, then the new partner cannot be admitted in the firm. It means suppose the firm has two partners, that is partner A and B, and out of that partner A is willing to admit a new partner and partner B is not willing to admit a new partner, then the new partner cannot be admitted in the firm. It can be admitted only and only if the consent of all the partners is given for the admission of a new partner. Now let us see the reasons for admission of new partner. It means why the new partner is required to be admitted in the firm. So you can see there are 5 reasons given over here. We'll understand one by one. The first reason, that is needs additional capital. Suppose A and B are running the firm and they require additional capital in order to expand their business, or in order to expand their business or to expand their new venture, to start some new business or new additional department they want to start. So they require additional fund. To get that additional fund, they need to admit a new partner who can bring additional capital. So this is the first reason due to which the new partner is admitted in the firm. Now the second reason, that is needs additional managerial ability. The fund is enough to run the firm. It means there is no scarcity of fund or capital in the firm to run the business, but there is scarcity of managerial ability. It means suppose there are two partners A and B and they are running the business. There is enough fund or capital to run the business smoothly, but there is lack of managerial ability or skill and efficiency or lack of entrepreneurship amongst the two partners. Because of that, the firm is not able to profit enough. So to get that managerial ability or to get the advantage of that skill of that particular partner, the new partner is required to be admitted. So due to requirement of additional managerial ability, the new partner is admitted in the firm. Third one, that is due to death or retirement of continuing partner. Again the same example, that is two partners A and B. Out of that, suppose B partner's death has occurred or he willingly retires, voluntarily retires from the firm. So naturally needs to admit some other new partner in order to continue the business. So due to death or retirement of the existing partner or the continuing partner, we need to appoint some another partner, or we need to recruit some another partner in the business in order to continue the business, or in order to share the profit and loss, or to get the additional capital. Now the fourth point or the fourth reason, that is to maintain efficient employees in the firm. Now this point is very important. You can see there is cutthroat competition in the market and there is lack of good employees who are efficient and sincere in their work. And when the firm gets such sincere and efficient employees, because of which the production and the growth of the business is at a high. Now if that employee gets a good remuneration in some other company, naturally other companies will also be trying to get such good and efficient employees. So they will be giving more works and more salaries to them, offering them more salary. So naturally that employee, in order for his growth, he will move to some other firm and leave this firm. So in order to sustain that type of employees in the firm, they are being offered partnership in the firm. So instead of being an employee, now he will be acting as a partner of the firm. So naturally, seeing the profit or as being a partner of the firm, he will continue to remain in the same firm and will not join another firm. So this is also the reason because of which the new partner is admitted. It means the employee of that firm is now acting as a partner of the firm. And last but not the least point, because of which the admission of partner takes place, that is for distribution of risk. Previously, there were two partners A and B. Now, due to admission of new partner, the risk is being divided amongst three partners. It means any kind of loss occurs, then now it will be distributed amongst the three partners. So the share of loss of each partner will be reduced. So the share of risk also will be reduced from two partners to three partners. It will be distributed between three partners. So for the distribution of risk also, admission of new partner takes place. So these are the five main reasons because of which the new partner is being admitted in the firm, and it can be admitted only and only when the consent of all the partners is available. Now the next important point, that is following adjustments to be made at the time of admission of new partner. For this we have to understand step by step with the help of practical examples, but the basic concept of these points I will be explaining in this video lecture. The first one, that is new profit and loss sharing ratio and sacrifice ratio. Students, in the last chapter, that is chapter number 4, we have already studied the new profit and loss sharing ratio and the sacrifice ratio. That is the formula, that is old share minus new share. Because of the admission of the new partner, the existing partner have to sacrifice some of their share in the favor of the new partner. So that is called the sacrifice ratio. So this is the adjustments that we have to make due to admission of new partner. The practical sums related to this point will be coming in the further exercises of this chapter. Now the next point, that is accounting effect related to goodwill. Goodwill, you are knowing the terminology very well, that is an intangible asset. Because of the admission of new partner, the existing partner goodwill will be in difficulty. So the new partner has to bring some of his share of goodwill in the firm in the form of cash or any of its form or any of its kind, in order to become a partner of the firm. So accounting effects related to goodwill, that will be studied in this chapter. The next point, that is effect of accumulated profit, losses and reserves. Before the admission of the new partner, the existing partners have made certain kind of reserves of profit or loss or any kind of reserves such as capital reserve, then afterwards workmen's compensation fund or PL account, credit balance, that is accumulated profit, and advertisement expense account, that is accumulated loss. So any of this profit or accumulated profit or loss or reserve that has been created by the existing partner before the admission of the new partner, that will be created from the profit that is earned by the continuing partners or the existing partners. Whatever the reserves or profit, accumulated profit that they have created, that will be from the profit earned by the continuing partner. So actually their share will not be given to the new partner. So before the admission of the new partner, that accumulated profit, loss or any kind of reserve will be distributed amongst the old partners or the existing partners in their old profit sharing ratio. The reason, any kind of, whether it may be accumulated profit or accumulated loss, both will be distributed amongst the old partners before the arrival of the new partner, because that accumulated profit or loss is created from the profit earned by the existing two partners only. So it will be distributed before the admission of the new partner. So we have to study the accounting effect related to accumulated profit, losses and reserve. Last point, that is fourth point, that is adjustment of change in capital. After the admission of new partner, you have to prepare the new balance sheet after the admission of new partner. So you have to make a change in the capital ratio will be coming. The new partner will be admitted, he will be bringing certain amount of capital also, and he will be bringing goodwill also in the firm. So there will be change in the capital, due to which there will be change in the balance sheet also. So we have to learn the last topic, that is adjustment of change in capital. So we have understood the basic concept of this chapter. Now, after understanding the reasons for due to which the admission of new partner takes place, and the adjustments that are required to be made for the admission of new partner, we'll move on to the practical sums, in which the first point that we had studied for the adjustment, that was the new profit and loss sharing ratio, and to find the sacrifice ratio. Before starting the practical sum, students, I want to clarify the weightage of this chapter in the board examination. The total weightage of this chapter, that is of 9 marks, that is 1 mark in section B it will be asked, and one question of 8 marks that will be asked in section E. So it will be a long sum from this chapter, and from the next chapter also, that is of retirement also, one big question of 8 marks that will be asked. So this chapter is very important. Over here I am starting with smaller sums. This type of sums, no doubt it will not be asked in the examination, but for understanding the bigger sums, these points are very important to be known. So that's why how to find the new profit and loss sharing ratio, and how to find the sacrifice ratio. This type of small points that will be coming in the bigger sums. That in bigger sums also you have to find the sacrifice ratio, or you may have to find the new profit and loss sharing ratio of the partners. So even though these type of sums are not going to be asked in the examination, but from the point of view of the bigger sums, these points are very important. And so let's start with the first point that we had studied in the adjustments, and that was to find the new profit and loss sharing ratio and the sacrifice ratio. In the last chapter, we had already studied the formula of sacrifice ratio, that is old share minus new share. In this also, we have to follow the same formula of sacrifice ratio, that is old share minus new share. So first of all, let us start with question number 3 of your textbook chapter 5, that is on page number 204. I am starting with first sum of question number 3. You can see on the board I have written question number 3, first sum. First of all, let us read the question. A and B are partners sharing profit and loss in the ratio of 3:2. There are two partners, A and B, and they are sharing profit and loss in the ratio of 3:2. They admitted C as a partner for 1/4 share in profit. Now new partner C is admitted over here with 1/4 share in profit. So you can see over here, first of all, remaining share of A and B. So total, if one share is there, and out of that giving 1/4 share to partner C. So remaining share of A and B, that would be 3/4 of A and B, that would be 3/4, because from the total one share of C is subtracted, and the remaining share, that would be 3/4, that would be of A and B. Now new share of A, to find new share of the old partners or the existing partners, how we can find? That is remaining share of profit multiplied by share in old ratio. Remaining share of profit means 3/4. Over here we have found out that is 3/4. So 3/4 multiplied by share in old ratio. Old ratio, that is of A, that is 3/5, and of B, that is 2/5. So for A it would come 3/4, that is remaining share of profit, multiplied by share in old ratio, that is 3/5. So 3/4 multiplied by 3/5. 3 3s are 9 and 4 5s are 20. So 9/20. Same way for B, that is remaining share of profit, that would be same, that is 3/4 multiplied by old ratio, that is 2/5. So multiply by 2/5. So 3 into 2 6, 4 5s are 20. So 6/20. And new share of C, that is already given to you in the question, that is 1/4 share. So to make the denominator same, in order to find the ratio, we have to make the denominator same. So to make the denominator same over here, we are multiplying with 5 in order to make the same denominator, that is 20 of all the three partners. So it would come to 4 into 5. If we are multiplying with 5 in the denominator, we have to multiply with the same number in the numerator also. So 5 into 1, here it will come 5/20. So the new share of the three partners, including the new partner, that would be coming, that is 9:6:5. And the total of it also you can verify. 9 plus 6, 15, 15 plus 5, 20. See in denominator, everywhere there is 20. So this is the correct new ratio that we have got, that is 9:6:5. Now we have to find new profit and loss sharing ratio also, and the second point that we have to find out, that is the sacrifice ratio. Now sacrifice that will be done by only the old partners or the existing partners. No any sacrifice will be done by the new partner. So sacrifice will always be between the old partners or the existing partners or the continuing partners. So over here sacrifice ratio is equal to old share minus new share. So sacrifice of A and B, that are the existing partners. So A and B, old share of A, that is 3/5 minus new share that we have found out, that is 9/20. Same way for B, old share, that is 2/5 minus new share that we have found out, that is 6/20. Here it is subtraction, so we have to take the LCM. LCM that would come 20 in both cases. So over here 4 3s are 12, so 12 minus 9 it would come to 3/20. Over here 4 2s are 8, so 8 minus 6 it would come to 2/20. So the sacrifice ratio that would come to 3:2. So this are the two important points in the sum that we have to find out. That is first one, that is new ratio 9:6:5, and the sacrifice ratio because of the addition of new partner C between A and B, that is 3:2. Similar to the first sum, we are moving on to the second sum also. So in the second sum, you can see that there are two partners. In that the ratio has not been given to their share, has been given, that is 4/5 share and 2/10. From this you have to find the old ratio of the existing partners, that is A and B. So old ratio, how it will find out? You will take the denominator same. Over here you will take the LCM, that is 10. So 10, by taking the LCM 10, you have to multiply with 2. So 2 4s are 8. 8:2 it would come. So 8:2. Again you will divide, you will get 4:1. So the old ratio between the partners A and B, that would be 4:1. Now same procedure as we had done in the first sum. Over here also C's share is given to you, but it is not given directly. As in the first sum it was given 1/4 share. Over here it is given 20%. 20% means 20 upon 100, because percentage always be calculated on 100. So 20/100, dividing it, you will get 1/5 share. So C's share in the new, after the addition, that would be 1/5 share in profit. Now remaining share, how to find the remaining share? Again revising the same formula, that is remaining share of profit multiplied by share in old ratio. So first of all we have to find out remaining share. Remaining share means the full 1 ratio minus share of the new partner. So the share of new partner over here, that is 1/5. So 1 minus 1/5 is equal to 4/5. 4/5, that is the combined share of profit of A and B after subtracting the share of new partner, that is C. Now new share of A, how to find? That is remaining share of profit multiplied by share in old ratio. Now remaining share of profit, that would be for both, it would be same, that is 4/5. Over here also 4/5. So 4/5 multiplied by old ratio. What is the old ratio? You can see 4:1. So 4/5, and over here in case of B, 4/5 into 1/5. So 4/5 into 4/5 multiply, so 4 4s are 16 and 5 5s are 25. So 16 upon 25. And in case of B, the remaining share of profit, that is same for both, so it would be 4/5 into, that is old share of profit of partner B, that is 4:1, so 1/5. So over here it would be 1/5. So 4/5 multiplied by 1/5 is equal to 4 upon 25. Now A and B's share we have got. Now new share of C is given to you, that is 1/5 share. You already found out percentage, we have converted in 1/5 share. Now 1/5 share, to convert the denominator same, that is 25. I will be multiplying with 5. So by multiplying with 5 numerator and denominator, you will get the new share of C, that is 5/25. So the new ratio of the three partners that would come to 16 is to 4 is to 5. Again you can verify the total of this 3 would be 25, that is the denominator. Over here it was getting the total of the 3, that was becoming 20. See, 9 plus 6, 15, 15 plus 5, 20. Same over here, 16 plus 4, 20, 20 plus 5, 25. So in denominator, everywhere 25. The total of the new ratio that should come, 25. Now after finding the new ratio, the next step that you have to find out, that is the sacrifice ratio. Sacrifice ratio formula, that is old share minus new share. Only sacrifice would be of the old partners. Old partners over here are there, A and B. So A is the sacrifice that would come to old share, that is 4 by 5 minus new share. We have found out that is 16 by 25. So LCM will take, that is 25. So 5 5s are 25. So 5 4s are 20. 20 minus 16, it would come to 4 by 25. Same way we have to do for B. B's old share that is given 1 by 5 minus new share that we have found out, that is 4 by 25. Again the LCM that would come 25. So it would come 5 minus 4. So 1 by 25. So the sacrifice ratio of the old partners, that is A and B, that would come to 4 is to 1. So students, that's all for today. Till now we have completed the basic reasons we have understood for because of which the admission of new partner takes place, and the adjustments we have understood orally. 4 points. Out of that, the first point that I have started, that is the calculation of new profit and loss sharing ratio and the sacrifice ratio. In the next video lecture we'll be continuing with the similar types of sums. Till then, keep practicing. Goodbye. Stay blessed.